Peace, everyone. I'm gonna try to run through this the best I can, slowly, and it's just as I'm trying to get it across to you guys the best I can. Okay, so I know some of you aren't tech savvy, and then some of you use different platforms or different operating systems. So in this case, I believe across all platforms, Google operates the same. So for easeability for everybody, I think this is the best place. Even if you know how to do, Microsoft Word, Adobe, it doesn't matter. For simplicity reasons, please, just try to conform at least to this because this is a whole different walk, and this is the best way that I know how to convey this to you guys. So with the whole with the whole program, it's based off of learning, itemizing, organizing, and negotiation skills, right? So the bottom line of everything that I've ever dealt with, it's been some kind of need to keep record, of everything. So connecting the dots in this journey, is it's like you got to do it. All right. So every document kind of ties into what you're conveying in general. All right. So with that being said, we all start with a name, okay? And with that name, no one claimed this intellectual property. You know, no one in our generations created something that was pretty much like an umbrella of that all capital name. We're just tied to this system because of our parents agreeing to it, whatever the case may be. Um, this this cushion, or this protection, you're gonna need to pretty much wrap this up the best way you can. So I'm going to go through a common law copyright. Is it law? No. Okay, what it is proof of. Okay, so as long as you can stand firm on the truth, then you have, you don't even have an argument. You just have the evidence that would lead towards a judgment. So cover your tracks. Start with the basics. Start with one document. Don't worry about anything else anybody else has told you about. Nothing. If you're creating a trust, okay, we're outside of that mess that they got going on. All right. So as a trustee, it doesn't matter your nationality. It doesn't matter any of that. Okay. There is a difference between citizenship and what you can do with having a domestic trust. Some of us are non-U.S. citizen nationals or Moors. There's certain rules to this whole thing. So I'm speaking to the folks that still have a driver's license, maybe a business. Um, Use what you got, you know. So I'm not saying that any of that stuff is wrong. I think some of it is necessary. I just think in terms of what I'm teaching and what I'm showing is pretty much the rules. This is the procedure. This is why people don't get, they don't get heard because they don't have anything to stand on. They don't have the facts. They don't have the evidence down. So, with that being said, when you uh, have a Google account, you could simply open up Docs, for instance, right? So the documents, say for instance, I'm starting off from the beginning. Let's go like this. Let's go common law, copyright. Let's go with this. All right. So with it being on your desktop or your phone, whatever, you want to be able to pull it up in this, okay? So you can go blank document and start here, or you can come back over here. I believe I could have opened it up from right there where it said file, but there is a location on here to upload. Here we go. Yeah, see right here, upload. So you can browse your desktop, I'm sure, and pull it in that way. Let me see, am I on the desktop? Uh-oh. All right, so that might be an issue for some of us. So what you want to do is, if you have more than one account, like I said, there's a bunch of accounts that you can get with this. So those of you that had issues, like I didn't have an issue with creating different accounts. All right, so these are all part of the enterprise. Um, so you come over here, just pick anything. I'll pick one of these accounts. Um, the Gmail. Compose a new one. See that RMail I'll be talking about? Not gonna authenticate it. I mean, I'm not gonna do it right now. So let's go ahead. Of course I go to there, and I want to attach that file there that I just had. So I'll just drag and drop that in there. Okay. So somebody might know an easier way, but this, trust me, I've done enough of these to know like I had to find some way to get this in there. So let's see. Okay. Copyright. Test. Send it. Then I should get an email shortly. That has that file. So here we go. So what you would do is just select this, select it, right? See how it opens up in the email. You go right up here to the top screen and you say open with Google Docs. All right. I'm just going to run through this document here. Okay. So these are all pretty much formatted the same way. All right. So you want to give it your own twist, of course. Everything on here is got to be to your trust, to what you're creating. So see these right here, these are identifiers. Right? This identifies this document. In some cases, it identifies the page number, but you want to use just an identifier that correlates with what you're conveying. Okay, on every document. So you'll see that there's actually in this process there's about 10 documents for sure. Now we've seen 12 at times, right? Because it's you want it to be so airtight. So I know there's a lot of paperwork involved in it, but when you think about it, it's like you can never have too much. So it can sometimes we'll be looking at 12, 13, 14 documents that kind of encapsulates the whole trust, the duties of the trustee. And that's what eventually you'll be, conveying that to a court of record. You'll want to file this stuff and let it be known. All right. So let's get uh, let's get this out of the way. Let's get this heading out the way. Now you can actually double tap here on the top of the screen, and this is your header. Do that in caps. Now I like to think of this as a global attestation. Okay, like you're telling the globe. We're dealing in international. Okay, so some folks are domestic, some folks are foreign, um, but there's titles for things, and I believe to move around in commerce, you'd want to be able to have your hands outreached or the trust outreached across the globe. So let's just let it be known. Okay, common law copyright. That's the background noise. Common law copyright. Notice. All right. You can pretty much format this however you want to. Hit up here, so you center it. And of course, remember, this every document has a title, right? So you have notices, you have demands, you have intent, notice of intent, so NOI. Um, you just want to abbreviate this stuff because, like I said, this is all about ledgering, recording. I didn't mention ledgering, but this is about keeping good records. Okay, so organizing is one of the major roles in this administrative duty. All right, so let's just do it for simplicity, just like everyone we've seen. Common law copyright notice. right? That's the abbreviation. But in front of that, so let's say your trust is Family Living Trust, right? So let's say Truth Hurts Family Living Trust, all right? CLCN, this is year 2024, and this is item 01, okay? Real easy. And then again, you can format this, you can highlight it, because the billing numbers that are being recorded, I like to put it in red. Everybody has the preference. Now, when you come down here, this is just your header here, right? So this is the importance of the seals. When you send out your documents, you want them to be official, right? So let's see. Oh, I knew that was going to do that. So what you're going to do is just drop that right into that same header section after, sometimes you have to hit the enter button and get rid of this highlight because it'll highlight the whole thing. Go ahead and shrink it down. Sorry about that. Then we go over here. What's that? Take it over to the left. Then you can come down here and start editing. Now on the common law copyright, you can see right here, it's already showing claim to the name. All right. Now some might say, oh, you can't copyright a name, you can't do this. If you have like an entity, Charles Schwab, for instance, are two names, two different names, but still a name in general, right? Still a name. It makes a name. So, anyways, if you uh, if you see that you're starting with the all capital name, of course you're laying claim to that. So I don't know what the shortcut keys on you guys' computers are. So on a MacBook, it's Option and G. It gives you the copyright symbol, and then you're gonna put first, middle, last, comma, TTEE. Right. So this is the trustee. This is all part of what we're laying claim to. All right. Period. And option two is the trademark symbol, comma, same thing. Option E, first, middle initial, last, sole proprietorship. Okay. Again, trademark. We can go last, first, middle initial, executive. Okay. Look at the copyright symbols, trademark, comma. Let's see. Think of any one of them, trustees, S corporations. So you would vary each one of those in that sense because this is going to be trademarks of your legacy. All right. So last, last, middle, first, comma. What can we say? Incorporated. Okay. TM. So I hope you guys get what I'm saying, right? So even if there was minor names, right? Because this is part of our trade secrets. Our teaching to our children, to our heirs, is part of our trade secrets. We are planting seeds that pretty much affects their lives and our legacy. So they're all part of this. Okay, so if you're naming them minors, right? Because you would give them this, you would transfer this copyright to them at the age of 18. All right, so you'd include those names in that same variation. It's time consuming, but it's covering your butt. Okay, so again, what I like to do after I do that is I'll scroll down to here where it says copyright, and I will put and the following document identifiers. Okay. And like we did here. We have, I say, a total of 6 documents that are going into the copyright depot at the same time. So let's just go with that 6 documents. 10, 2, 3, 6. Each one of these would be, one, and of course you would change this one to 2. Now, every document that you do, these titles, right, will change, but that instrument number would correlate with that instrument. So we got 2 would be horsepower fee schedule. Horsepower fee schedule, and that would be number 2. Then we would have certificate of trust, that'd be 3. We'll do assignment to trust. We'll do affidavit of non-decedent. We'll do rescission of suretyship. There'll be a certificate of the certificate. What else? What else? I don't want to miss anything. Oh, yeah. Forgot that. So there definitely will be more. Like this. Paste. Paste. So these 2 are going to be your hold harmless and indemnity agreement. Read up on that. Check it out. But these are for the folks that are, competent that gets the stuff on. Those that might stumble across this information. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is a family affair here, so this is only outreaching to the folks uh, that I feel are competent enough to see the ins and outs of this before they go doing anything. All right, so decision of suretyship, we're going to put here security agreement between the trust and the debtor. Right? Hold harmless indemnity agreement. And it doesn't have to be, if this can be 7, that can be 8, really doesn't matter. Okay, so what I'll do there is I'll copy this hold harmless indemnity agreement number. And as you can see down here, it says in hold harmless and indemnity agreement number. All right, so we're just going to change that to our number. Now, a lot of folks have seen, I know you guys seen like registered mail. You'll see that the folks will put the registered mail number up there. That's to come. Okay, that's not this level here. All right, so what we want is once we have them notarized, those are able to get certified, and then they're even, the next step would be authentication. So once they're authenticated, it becomes, rules of evidence. So this is stuff that the judge sees because it has authentic signatures, authentic witnesses. Like it's been verified that this is something that he can look at, right? That he can speak amongst them. He can talk amongst authentic stuff, but not guesswork. A lot of people going in on feelings and emotions, and they didn't do this right, and you're not getting anything heard because your evidence isn't being seen. It's not authentic. So that's a big gem there. You guys gotta learn how to do that. Now, when it refers to who the secured party is now, so you see here, this is saying Don, Joe, Henry. That's the executor's office, is what a lot of folks claim that variation of the name to be, or the beneficiary. So I've heard all kind of stuff. When you get your CP 575 back from the IRS, you'll see that the responsible party, most of the time, the name will be in all capital. Now, I've only seen one other time when it was in lowercase, and to me, that's like mixing my appellation with, the commercial side. So I'm not really too say we got to do that, but if there's a way, and we should do it, I think we all discuss it and we'll apply that. But for again, simplicity, because when you do get your CP 575, you have a all capital name trustee. So it would be uh, copyright, of course, first, last, trustee, right? That's who's claiming this copyright, right? But this trustee is not by itself. Okay, so sometimes there's a co-trustee, and we'll get to that. But in this sense, just with the trust is an individual itself. Okay, so the trustee is acting on behalf of the trust. Okay, so it's not just the secured party is the trustee. No, no, it's for the for the. Right, so it doesn't have to be in italics either. So when you sign something, for now on, you would sign like this. So I had got some notary work done. I know there's a lot of notaries within the group, but I was trying when I got one of my documents notarized because I have multiple organizations. I tried to sign the document as the organization, and the notary was like, "No, you can't do that." I was like, "Huh? No, why?" So she was like, "Nah, you can sign for it, but you got to sign for it. Like you're operating for in that capacity for that organization. Like you can do that." So that's where I got it. Like, oh, okay, okay, I get it. So a lot of folks are always signing their name, you know, just bland. You're not even signing for the estate when we do this stuff. So again, it is everything that we put on paper affects our reality. Understand? So first, middle, last, trustee for the Truth Hurst Trust, right? So down here, you just copy and paste this stuff, right? Once you get it down there, just copy and paste. Start putting it in everywhere, right? And I use blue ink. I didn't use the purple, even though I know purple's royalty. Blue is like, life. It's like, I don't know, it hits different, and I've heard that from someone who was a reliable source that documents in that color definitely do something different. So I changed this over here to blue. I even highlight it for folks so they know for sure. Okay. And then right here where it says John Henry Doe, again, I just copy and paste all the information that I put in there, right? I just copy and paste it all down there. Okay. Now we're almost done with this document, so I just want to let you know, I'm just going to breeze through just this one, and then we'll move on to every other document from now on. But I think this is going to really help everybody move along at their own pace. Um, and right here, you'll see on this document because it's not formatted correctly. Just get rid of that because it's just page numbers and line everything up, fixing it. If you see any misspellings, always these two, obviously. Um, and again, just move on down the document. See where it says right here for. I want you guys to pay attention to that part as well. I want you to also pay attention where it says American National. Okay. Now, if you get this problem here on Google Docs, what you do is you see these little arrows up here. So move this arrow over, line it up with whatever else is on the document. Okay. It's too far out. Go ahead and do this. Let's break it down. Let's see here. So again, we already know who the secured party is. It's the trust, and it's the trustee on behalf of the trust. All right. So when we go over here, we want to format. The format, we want to put page numbers at the footer. Apply. Now, very important here, okay? The QR codes that I give you guys, right? That goes down here at the bottom. This leads and will forever lead to the documents we create. Okay? So anytime anybody is dealing with anything that has anything to do with us or your trust, they will have that QR code right down at the bottom. It says notice. You understand? So you're giving them notice. Anybody reading this, and there's further notice in this QR code. This is just pertaining to this common law copyright. Now we can get deeper, and I can talk about hours and fee schedules on the next part. So that's where that QR code helps people go through, the documents we want them to go through. It will lead them to every other document, guys. Okay, so everybody's like, how does it work? It's just technology. Okay, so these documents being linked and itemized and paired together, and you record this stuff on the record. Now you're operating as this beautiful trust that it's pure. You're very transparent about everything. So just be aware of that stuff there. Let me see again. Get rid of this stuff right here. You just have to run through it twice or three times. Copy and paste. Everywhere where it says "Go John Henry." Just gonna put the trust and everything. I'm just gonna get them done with it so you guys get it. Right here. Okay, so same thing. It's gonna be the trustee for the trust. All right. So we're gonna get rid of this part right here because we're gonna put this right down here at the end. Okay. So first, middle, last trustee for again. Let's get rid of that. All right. First, middle, last trustee with all of this for the True First Trust. Okay. So all of them names, everything. And again, you can tab out this executive, doing that executor in a sense. By make sure that the trustee is signing on the right side of the documents now. So you're going to always, line this up. It was messy. I know some of y'all OCD, y'all was going crazy right there. All right, so once we get that done, okay, remember, you're going to drag and drop it just the same way I showed you how to do the seal. You're going to do the same thing down here with your barcode, your QR code. So you're going to put it in there, you're going to shrink it down, and that QR code goes on all your documents, secured party, okay? And right here, you went to the notary, and you appeared as the trustee for the trust. So you got your certificate of trust right there. That's all that the notary is going to ask for is just, verify that this stuff is official. Again, first, middle, last trustee for the trust. So I have to put that copyright symbol right there. Let them know. Right here we go. So American National 8 USC, I put in here God fearing, red blooded American. Okay, you guys can put in whatever you want. Okay, I am my brother's keeper, and that's what I stand on. All right, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what other folks how you feel about that. A lot of people are going for the Moorish thing. A lot of people are going for just different things. Like I said, this has nothing to do with that part of that journey that folks are on. This is a commerce kind of thing. This is basically riding the wave and tucking yourself in it nice and neatly, and operating out of this trust from now on. And that's the thing, people are forgetting that they're not just the trustee. It's not yours. You're supposed to at least convey that it's not yours. So they already know under the laws that if it belongs to the trust, it belongs to the trustee. So there's a lot of gray area in that in my eyes, but just focus on how you're presenting yourself from this point on, right? This is the first document, okay? Remember, we got I think 8, 9 of them now, okay? So I think 8 of them. Yep. So again, like I said, there's some documents I think everybody should they must have, right? So these are at least 8 of them, all right? Those of us that are in the tier, what is it, tier three? Tier three, yeah. Those of us in tier three, this is for you, especially. So learn how to put the documents together. Google is awesome as far as using a platform for this. And then don't forget, we almost forgot. So you're gonna insert your watermark, right? This ties it all in together. Okay. So in this sense, I'll use this one. All right. So there's a signature, what we call the autograph, right? The autograph is now property of the trust because this is the trust logo, okay? So this is more or less the estate logo, but the trust logo would have the trustee's autograph, the grantor's autograph through it. This is like a photocopy of the conveyance of the trustee giving everything up to the trust. Like you can have it. It's all on the same document. You would refer to that autograph being that piece of property. In your trust documents. That's why I said you guys slow up because this takes building, and once you build it, it's you're in there, okay. But you start rushing and recording stuff irrevocable, and you're sitting there like I can't change anything. What you just did, look what you just did. So I can't help folks just in a rush. Um, just take your time. Again, you know how to reach out to me. Um, this material, all this stuff here is in the chat. It's for free. I'm just giving you how I don't know, compile everything together. Okay, so when you have this back here, a lot of us will have some large backgrounds, right? So you could put more options, right? And it says position. We could shift this around here, right? Shift it around here, right? Now, this is where it's just juicy at. This is the good stuff, guys. So once you get your, all this consolidated and you go get it notarized, then the next thing is to come over to Copyright Depot and start copywriting. All right. So you're going to have all these documents done at the same time. All right. So when you upload these documents, what you'll do is you'll get a copyright number, and that copyright number is what we're going to put on the UCC as the trust is the secured party. Right. The trustee on behalf of the trust is the secured party. Okay, so we're going to convey that stuff on the record. This is where the UCC and all that debtor stuff. This is where it's at. So this is transparent, honest estate plan. Okay, so just get the format down, get the basics, just the basics down. I guarantee you guys gonna win. All right, so that's pretty much it for this document. We'll get to the next ones, and then I just hope to see you guys in a different capacity. This upcoming summer. All right, so I'm here to help. Reach out to me if you need me. Peace.